afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Before we begin, I want to acknowledge not only the lives lost in the most recent tragedies, the man and the young woman taken far too soon, but also the ongoing violence that has caused pain and fear in too many of our neighborhoods. To every family that has lost a loved one, and to every resident who has felt unsafe in their own home, my heart goes out to you. Selma, our hearts are heavy. We are tired, but we are also determined. And standing behind me today are students from our local high schools, young people who represent the promise and the future of Selma. Their presence reminds us what's at stake. Every decision we make, every step we take must be about building a safer, stronger city for them. Chief Fulford will brief me later on the full details of the most recent incident and our collective next steps. What we already know is clear: the violence must stop. And every leader, myself included, has a role to play in restoring peace. These are not just statistics. These are sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, neighbors and friends. Every life lost represents a deep wound in our community. We have seen too many shootings, too many funerals, and too many families broken by senseless violence. This cannot and will not define who we are. Selma will not be known for tragedy. We will be known for transformation. To the Selma Police Department, Chief Fulford and I have already begun important conversations about what must happen immediately and long-term to restore peace and trust in our city. Let me be clear. I support our officers, and I honor the courage, commitment, and sacrifice it takes to serve. At the same time, I believe in accountability, not as punishment, but as partnership. We will strengthen communication, improve coordination, and provide the tools you need to succeed. Because accountability and support must always exist together. And under this administration, they will. Together, we are developing a coordinated plan that includes increased patrol visibility in high incident areas, adjustments to deployment and investigative strategies, stronger collaboration with state and federal partners, and greater transparency so citizens can see our progress in real time. These steps are about prevention as much as protection, saving lives before tragedy strikes. But public safety begins with all of us, our officers, our churches, our schools, our parents, and our young people. It cannot rest on one department alone. We must reach our young people before violence does. We must reclaim our neighborhoods and rebuild trust through consistent presence and communication. To the people of Selma, I hear you. I share your frustration and your pain, but I also share your hope. This is not about politics or headlines. It's about saving lives and restoring peace. We will act with urgency, transparency, and faith, because I believe our best days are still ahead of us. Chief Fulford and I are aligned in purpose and in plan. He will now share more about the department's ongoing response, the investigation, and the steps being taken to strengthen safety across our city. Following Chief Fulford, District Attorney Robert Turner Jr. will also share remarks. Because this work requires full coordination between law enforcement, prosecution, and City Hall. Together, City Hall, the Selma Police Department, and the District Attorney's Office are united in the belief that Selma can and will be safe again. I'd like to take this time to acknowledge our city council representatives who are in the building. Also, City Council President Kenora Randolph, who's standing behind me. But in closing, as your mayor, I will not rest until every family in this city can rest without fear. Psalm 34:14 reminds us, turn away from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. That's not just scripture, that's our assignment. We will seek peace, pursue peace, and protect peace for every citizen of Selma. Thank you, Chief.
I want to say good afternoon to everyone, to the mayor's council president, to all the members that are here. Gun violence continues to impact families, neighborhoods, and our entire community. Each life lost or changed by gunfire is one too many. As your police department, we are committed to taking decisive and transparent steps to reduce gun violence and make our city safer for everyone. Today, I want to outline a few initiatives we are implementing and going to expand in the months ahead. First, we're going to strengthen community partnership. We will be working closely with community organizations, faith leaders, and youth outreach programs to identify at-risk individuals and intervene before violence occurs. The department will host community safety forums. Targeted patrols and focused deterrence strategies will be deployed in areas most affected by gun violence. Illegal firearms enforcement. We're going to expand our task force to increase the recovery of illegal firearms and hold those trafficking and possessing them accountable. Collaboration with federal partners such as the ATF and other law enforcement partners will continue to strengthen investigation and prosecutions. Youth prevention and engagement. We'll be working with our school resource officers to teach and educate students on gun safety and the real consequences of firearm misuse. Officer training and accountability. Our goal is not only enforcement, but also prevention, compassion, and trust building with the community we serve. Gun violence is not a problem the police can solve alone. It requires the collective effort of all of us, community members, local government, schools, and families. Together, we can make a difference and build a safer future for our city. And I'm going to leave with a quote from President Ronald Reagan. Evil is powerless if the good are unafraid.
I'm Robert Turner. I am pleased to be here today. I love to see the fact that the mayor has hit the ground running. We have been in the trenches throughout the 4th Judicial Circuit, but particularly in Dallas County, over the past couple of years with an exorbitant number of violent crimes. In order for us to make a difference in this community, though, we are going to have to work together. Law enforcement, the district attorney's office, the city officials, the county commissioners, please be attentive to the needs and the wants of the police departments. Right now, one of the things that we have noticed over the past couple of years is that the department has been understaffed. And in order to get up to speed, we have to make sure that we're offering competitive salaries, benefits, and the tools necessary to do the job. So what I'm seeing today and what I'm feeling I'm in the building on today is that right now, everybody seems to be on one accord. And we have to, as a community, take responsibility for the actions, not just of ourselves, but of our children and our grandchildren. We have to provide listening ears and work on solutions that come from the ground up and not always the top down. So I am encouraged by everything that I've seen today. We have members of our district attorney's office that are here, and this is a day that we've been looking forward to for a long time. We encourage not just coordination and working together from the city units, but we need the city to work with the county, and the city and the county to work together with the state and the feds. And what I'm listening to and what I'm hearing today is extremely encouraging. And I believe that the Black Belt is on the rise. And if we work together and communicate and we commit to get into the root cause of these issues and not just trying to put out the fires after they occur, then we will be well on our way to making this a community that we can all be proud of.
This time, this concludes our press conference, but I will take questions, a few questions for myself or Chief or DA Turner.
Do you have any specific neighborhoods that you'll be up in patrols? Can you tell us what neighborhoods, what areas you're going to be?
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to be looking at where the violence has been occurring, where the shots, we're getting shots fired calls, and then we will be targeting those neighborhoods.
So you're going to kind of figure out, you're still figuring out exactly where you need the other patrol?
That's correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
I have a question. Chief, I want to, my area is one of the problems too, with the gun violence. I would like to know at night, will we have more officers in the areas late at night because most of the gun violence are done at late hours? Will we be able to have patrol in the areas at night?
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the entire city and where we're getting calls for shots fired and where these murders and shootings are occurring, and then we will deploy the officers where they need to be.
Chief, what would this transparency you spoke of look like? What would that look like?
Like I say, what we're going to do, we're going to hold some community meetings where the public can come out and talk with us and let us know what they are seeing, and then we can respond in kind. Like I say, I hope to get our neighborhood watch programs back up and going like we used to have.
Chief, when did the relationship building with the ATF and the feds start, and how have you seen it progress?
Well, one thing I looked at when I became the chief of police is relationship building. So what I did, I started attending meetings, attending conferences, and started networking. So it's been going on since I became the chief back in 2019.
You got a lot of hope dealers standing up there with you. How are they going to be involved in helping? What do you see as both chief, mayor, and DA? What do you see them doing to help curb the violence?
In my opinion, each one reach one, and they are in the schools where their peers are, and you never know what they're saying, what they're talking about in the schools, and these individuals behind me and other students can say, hey, listen, they can give them an encouraging word, kind of prevent some of the things that are going on.
Anything from the mayor and the DA about students in the schools help?
One of the things I think that we need to do is just continue to highlight students such as the ones that are behind us. As a society, I think that we've become so driven by catchphrases and things that the public wants to see. So we talk about the negative and we don't highlight the positive. So one of the things I think we could do is to continue to highlight these young people like we're doing today and encourage them, because so long there have been stigmas in certain demographics where it was unpopular for you to become a police. It was unpopular for you to become a mayor. It was unpopular for you to become a district attorney. So what we're hoping will happen is that we can transform those stigmas and let people realize that nobody can take care of your community better than you can. People who love their community have a vested interest in it and need to give back. So hopefully we can encourage these young people to see that standing up for justice, standing up for safe communities is something that they need to be proud of and not ashamed of. So hopefully events like today and going forward, continuing to work in relationship with these young people will strengthen our police departments in the future as well as our future government officials.
Chief, we tend to ask sometimes because we want to know everything. And perhaps for us, you can design a statement for when we're going to ask you where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing. I don't think we need to know all that.
Right.
I don't think we need to be telling all the news about what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be doing it, who you're going to be doing it to. So phrase something for us, not now,
Right.
but for when we ask you all of those things that we really don't need to know, so that we can accept that. You tell us, this is going to be the statement when you ask me these things, this is going to be the statement when I'm done with that. Because I don't think we need to know everything.
That's correct.
But what I like that you said was that you're going to be targeting the traffickers. That's important because I don't know who it is and where
artillery. They can't walk into a store and get that. And so when you said you're going after the traffickers, please report back to us as general as you can that you are picking them up. Because the DA also said it's the root of the matter. And the root of the matter, you got these teenagers carrying all these guns, and I talk to them all the time. But where did they get them from?
That's right.
Who's bringing them in? Who's dropping them off? And so I appreciate you for saying that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I look forward to the report back generally.
Yes, ma'am.
Chief, speaking of guns, the legislature, the state legislature passed a law that if I hold a cell phone in my hand, while I'm driving down the street, I can get stopped. But if I hold a gun in my hand while driving down the street, I cannot be stopped. So how can you police guns if you can't even stop them if you see it driving down the street?
Well, there are other ways and there are other laws on the book that help us get to the results that we want to get to, that we can use.
Such as?
Well, I can't go into too many details on that, but there are ways where we can make contact with them.
Chief, can you share some things that businesses can do, community members, individuals, because I know for Selma Housing Authority, there are some things that we've done as an agency, Mr. Randolph has done to help the police department, for example, doorbell cameras, different things that businesses can do to help with this collective, as a collective, with this effort.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you asked that question. I spoke with the chief in Montgomery, and they have what they call as a starship. And what that starship does is everyone in the city that want the police department to have access to their cameras, they give the access to them, and there is a office area where they have these monitors set up and where they can see the cameras that are, let's just say, Swift Drug or Brown Drug, because the police department have given them, they've given the police department access to those cameras. So that's going to be some of the things that we're going to be looking at doing as well.
And speaking of cameras, there's so many cameras on these corners and in these neighborhoods. How will that information be shared with you guys? Who would be monitoring those cameras?
Those citywide cameras are monitored by us. We have total access to them.
And then the second part of the question is, how is the relation with the DA's office as to a lot of these shootings and crimes that have happened already? Like, is the reporting well enough to be able to, when you arrest people, to keep them and prosecute? Or like, where is it falling that the same people are repeating things?
Well, what we do, our detectives and our investigators, when they're going to make an arrest, they are going to contact someone from the DA's office, and they work together from there making the cases. Yes, sir.
You mentioned evil and the fact that people of goodwill need courage to combat evil. Is there a way for people who want to contact the police, law enforcement, anonymously or in confidence to give information about illegal activity in our communities so that they're not even more afraid after they speak up than they are before they do?
Yes, sir. Anytime I do a press release or a news release, I always put Crime Stoppers information on there because we are a partner with Crime Stoppers. That number is 215-STOP. 215-STOP. Your information is anonymous. They don't give us your phone number, your name, or anything. Only thing they give us is the information that you give to us.
Thank you. Mr. District Attorney, you are responsible for prosecuting crime. But we do, somebody raised a question about repeat offenders. I think maybe that's where you come in. Police arrest, you prosecute, they go to jail, or we see them out on the street. I think we know that part of it is you're innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. So you get bond. But if you could just talk about some of those things that make people see criminals back out on the street.
Excuse me, there are a number of things that contribute to that. But mainly, one of the biggest contributors to that is you mentioned the fact that when a person is charged with a crime, that they are innocent until proven guilty. And what has to happen is that we have to make sure that our investigations are as complete and thorough as possible, and that they include what we call direct evidence as well as circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence is evidence that you can gather either through forensic. There was a lot of talk about video camera footage and things of that nature. There are so many things that go into building a strong case. One of the things that we have seen in the past, it's not just centralized here, but sometimes it happens because it's a function of, there's a young lady over to my right and your left that talked about the fact that people are afraid to report for fear of retaliation. So a lot of the cases are being charged based upon information that people are not willing to come to court and testify about. That is a huge problem. So I think that with some of the coordinated efforts that we've heard about on today, that we'll be able to make cases that can be prosecuted from the arrest all the way through the conviction stage, because that is what's really important. There are a number of situations that are involved in this. The judges have a big role to play in this as well, because a lot of times after a case has been concluded, a jury verdict has been returned, then the entire system, the entire community is left to hear what that sentence pronouncement will be. And that is a decision that is not controlled necessarily by the DA or the police department. So there are a number of factors that we probably could talk about this for hours. But as the mayor has already started to assume control, he says, DA, that's the last question. So I'm not going to prolong the time with that, but we are available for any further follow-ups here today, or if someone wants to talk to us at our offices.
In conclusion, I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank the council members, city employees, citizens of Selma, and these leaders behind me. I want to give them a hand. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, DA. Thank you, Brother President. Council members, please raise your hands.
I have a question.
Not only because she was my kindergarten teacher.
I can answer that. Yes, ma'am. I tell you, right after the Sky Cop went up, we had a vehicle that was stolen that rode right by one of them, and we picked the tag up and we were able to recover it. So yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Williams. I'll let you add that. Okay, but at this time, this concludes our press conference. I want to thank you guys for coming out, and we look forward to continued partnership with all the stakeholders in our community to make this a safer city. Thank you so much.